Hello and welcome back to NoBS. Today we're talking about another example and another reason and proof that the Democrats don't really want to help minorities like they claim. They pretend to be the protector and this kind of parental unit for all the minorities in the world, kind of treating them like children if you ask me. And in addition, they don't actually help them out very much, if at all. And that's getting explained and demonstrated by today's story and example. Today we're talking about a popular rapper turned activist named Ice Cube. He's also a very successful actor and filmmaker, and Ice Cube has come into the news recently because he's been trying to help his community, which is honorable. I respect someone trying to help and make things better. Don't get me wrong. Sure, we might disagree with the guy politically. He's come out against our man Trump many times and done lots of woke stuff, but this week he's actually coming to terms and coming cool and coming correct. And what happened was essentially Ice Cube has this new plan. He's trying to help Black Americans. He has some kind of plan. I'm not sure the details yet, but essentially from what I've gathered, he proposed the plan to the Democrats, namely Biden and his campaign and his team. They said not now. They said we'll wait until after the election to talk about it, kind of brushed him off. So then Ice Cube turned to the other side of the aisle and brought it up to Trump, and Trump said they'll talk about it right away. They decided to do something. They're going to make a move. He's going to help out and do what he can because Trump actually cares. Trump is not biased and racist and against anyone like they would claim, and that's what's happened. Ice Cube decided to cross the aisle. He's being an adult. He's deciding to make this a bipartisan effort, and he's doing the right thing too, but he's getting backlash now. The liberals don't think you should be able to deal with people like Trump or conservatives. They don't like bipartisan efforts. They don't like people acting like adults and getting things done despite their differences. So that's what's brought on this story. We're going to get to the backlash a little bit later, but first let's talk about the initial part some more. Here's a story that says Ice Cube defends working with Trump campaign on platinum plan for Black Americans. That's what they're calling it. Sounds legitimate. Sounds like something I could get behind too. Let's read on and see what's going on. Rapper Ice Cube defended himself against social media attacks Wednesday after the Trump 2020 campaign thanked him for working with the president on his platinum plan for Black Americans. Facts. I put out the contract with Black America, the rapper tweeted. Both parties contacted me. Dems said we'll address the CWBA after the election. Trump campaign made some adjustments to their plan after talking to us about the CWBA. So this is saying what we went through in the intro. The Democrats pushed it off. They said they'll wait until after the election. Trump said we'll do it now. And that's why Ice Cube's moving forward. He's not going to be just giving them his attention and waiting around for the Democrats to come to his side. Like, he's going to move forward as he should. The backlash started after Trump 2020 advisor Katrina Pearson tweeted, "Shout out to Ice Cube for his willingness to step up and work with Trump administration to help develop the platinum plan. Leaders gonna lead, haters gonna hate. Thank you for leading." That's a great follow-up tweet. Next, commentator Bakari Sellers posted that Ice Cube fell for something shiny with the Trump campaign. Biden has a Black agenda and racial equality agenda, he wrote. He has a Black female VP who will help oversee COVID recovery for a virus which, from a health and economic POV, devastated Black communities. He will appoint a Black woman to the SCOTUS. So this is the backlash already starting. He's trying to signal and bring up Kamala Harris, the supposed Black female VP, who's actually Indian and highly privileged and lives with a white family in California. In addition, they're trying to act like they could get this SCOTUS seat filled because they're going to delay it and stuff like that. SCOTUS is already going to be filled. Amy Coney Barrett is going to get confirmed probably within the week. But yeah, this is bad. This is a bad look because it's kind of also showing that Democrats don't like when minorities step out of line with them. They kind of expect them to vote Democrat, and if they don't vote Democrat, they immediately turn on them, which kind of contradicts their whole platform, pretending that they care about minorities so much. For some critics, Ice Cube working with the Trump campaign seemed like a far cry from his NWA days when he was recording songs like F the Police, which appeared on the group's Straight Outta Compton album in 1988. Trump's proposed platinum plan would include creating 3 million new jobs for the Black community over the next 4 years, increasing access to capital by nearly $500 billion, and strengthening Trump's immigration policies to protect American jobs, according to his website. In his contract with Black America, Ice Cube asked politicians for banking, police, and prison reform, elimination of all Confederate statues, federal funding of baby bonds starting with $1,000 at birth, among other reforms to support the Black community in order to earn the support of the Black vote. So this goes back to another meme, another story we talked about involving a UFC fighter. This came out around this time too, and essentially he was saying something like this about the Hispanic community. He said how the Democrats expect the Hispanic vote. They expect to get votes from the immigrants from South America, Mexico, so on and so forth. And that's just another thing where it's like, yeah, you can expect that, but are you going to do something for those communities? You got to earn that vote. You got to do the correct action. Say you're actually going to do something for them, which appears to be Ice Cube's message for the black community as well. You can't just expect the vote. You can't just expect a reaction from people just because you claim the other side is racist without very much proof, if any at all. And I think it's a good sign that people are giving up on the left. After a fan accused Ice Cube of working with the dark side, he responded, "Every side is the dark side for us here in America. They're all the same until something changes for us. They all lie and they all cheat, but we can't afford not to negotiate with whoever is in power, or our condition in this country will never change. Our justice is bipartisan." Well put. Yeah, this is a bipartisan effort. I think anyone can get behind this. I don't know who tried to make it partisan. I think the left and the Democrats are the ones that try to trick you into that, to make you think that it's a partisan issue, that only Democrats care about helping minorities. That's not true, though. The right is very much an open party. We love all Americans. Everyone in this country deserves a fair shake. And if you want to talk about some kind of productive program to help this group or that group, by all means, if we have it in the budget, if we have time, if it's justified, which it seems to be, I'm not sure all of these provisions are necessary. I think it'll be negotiated, but moving forward is certainly a good sign. I think Ice Cube is being an adult here. He's being chastised, though, which is kind of messed up and kind of like, hey, what's going on? I thought you guys supported black people, but now you're attacking them when they don't support you. So it really seems like they only support minorities if they vote for them, if they get something out of it. And that's not really support. I mean, that's not really the way it should be. Trump is actually doing it right. He's supporting everyone and anyone who could get on board, who wants to negotiate and come to the table. Trump loves all different kinds of Americans. Every single person is valuable to him. And that's why he'll help someone like Ice Cube, who is very likely not going to vote for him. No one in his camp is probably going to vote for Trump, and he's not expecting a vote. He's just trying to help. He's responding to a prominent figure in the community, trying to help out. That's cool. And it's good to see it. You love to see it. And you hate to see the backlash because it looks really bad and cringe. As this next article displays, the Washington Post here says, Ice Cube once rapped about arresting Trump. Now he's advising the president on policy plans. It's kind of like them saying, hey, what's wrong, man? You used to be badass. You used to be cool. You used to hate this guy. Now you're advising him. Why are you working with him? Which is just another messed up thing. This used to be pretty standard. You used to be able to work with anyone that could help you, even in a regular job. Like, there's nothing wrong with working with someone who doesn't agree with you 100%. Like, who said that you had to work with people that were always on board with every single thing? It's just absolutely absurd. It's just this sort of polarizing, kind of hyper extreme politics that we live in today. And it's not the way it should be. It's not the way it has to be. Sometimes it's both sides are guilty of it right now, surely. But I would say it's fair to claim that the left is making it worse. They're the ones that are the purists. They're the ones that are canceling people on their own side for crossing the aisle, like what they're doing with Ice Cube right here. The teaser video for Arrest the President, Ice Cube's thumping 2018 rap anthem, makes no secret about its intended target. It leads with clips of President Trump's border wall, his friendly meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin, and the 2017 rally. You got the evidence. The former NWA member raps, adding that Trump is Russian intelligence. Did you know the new white is orange? Safe to say the rapper actor seems to have a different approach to Trump these days. And you could see they're leaning in with that hard. They're trying to say, oh, you hated this guy before. Why are you talking to him now? It's just jealousy. They're just really bitter. They don't like the fact that this could look good for Trump, and it does look good, and that's why they should be scared. It makes sense, but it's really just a bad look for them. After spending much of this year boasting his contract with Black America, a policy plan for racial justice, Ice Cube confirmed Wednesday that the Trump campaign had been consulting with him on its own proposals aimed at winning over black voters. It is at once a bewildering revelation and one that seems oddly fitting for the year 2020. Ice Cube, who in part rose to fame with the gangster rap classic F the Police, is now politically linked to a man who said earlier this year that without police, there is chaos. What? Without police, there is chaos. If there's no police, they're going to go crazy. Sure, Ice Cube made a rap song out like that in the 1980s, but I don't think he ever implied there shouldn't be cops. I mean, I think you want to make the cops, even assuming he's right, like assuming from his position cops were super racist. They probably were even much more racist back then, honestly. But the point is, he wasn't saying no police. He was probably implying we should purify the police and get them not racist and offensive, like get them fair, which which is where we're at today. Whichever was happening back then, today things are mostly fair, especially considering what's been going on. I mean, cops are super careful when they arrest minorities these days because they know it's a sensitive situation. It could turn into a whole political nightmare. So they're being as careful as possible, and just like they are with everyone. I mean, there's not this rampant racism that the left claims, and this whole idea from the Washington Post. Washington Post is a biased newspaper who endorsed Biden, by the way, and they're also trying to cover up his scandals that have been coming out this week. In addition, it's owned by Amazon's Jeff Bezos, who is a biased hack and just terrible. I mean, the Washington Post is bitter, and they're trying to kind of ruin this story because they know this is turning into an endorsement for Trump. Ice Cube hasn't actually done that yet. He's just working with them on this plan. He wants to help Black Americans, and if Trump can help, he's going to use that, and that's good. That's what they both sides should do. And it is, I guess, some tacit approval. It's tacitly kind of subtly supporting Trump. He hasn't outright kind of endorsed him yet, but it's getting close to there. That's why the Washington Post is triggered. That's why they're kind of coming out against this guy right now, and it's getting kind of cringe. Both parties contacted me. Cube explained on Twitter. Dems said we'll address the CWBA after the election. Trump campaign made some adjustments to their plan after talking to us about the CWA. His admission inspired a wave of both anger and shock online, with many saying Ice Cube's argument, all politicians neglect Black Americans, so why not try to engage all of them, was simply besides the point after 4 years that have been marked with numerous allegations of racism against Trump. Well, allegations don't make it true. You can accuse him of many things and that can all be false. Trump is a great president. He's actually trying to help Black people. Ice Cube recognizes that, and that's why he's working with them, and that's why the Democrats are failing, because they're liars who don't really care. That about wraps things up. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you comment your thoughts on everything below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed what you saw. Subscribe if you're new, and hit the bell for notifications too. Until next time, have a great day and a pleasant tomorrow.